Today, we're talking about why you keep reacting in ways that you hate as a mom and why that doesn't mean that you're failing. It means you're repeating what you had to survive. If you yell and instantly regret it, if you swear, you'll be more patient tomorrow and end up in the same spiral of guilt. You have a nervous system running survival patterns that it learned a long time ago. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the invisible weight you're carrying, why your reactions are actually survival responses, how trauma rewires your brain and parenting, how patterns get passed down, and what it actually looks like to become a cycle breaker. By the end, my goal is simple. You stop asking, what's wrong with me? And start asking, what happened to me? And how can I heal it? All right, let's get into it. Let's be honest. Motherhood is a constant tug of war. On one side, a love so fierce you'd burn the world down for your kid. On the other, an exhaustion so deep you feel hollow. You love your child more than anything, but you still snap over spilled milk. You still shut down when the whining feels like it's drilling into your skull. You still feel jolts of rage or total numbness that seem to come out of nowhere. And right after, the guilt hits hard. You see the gap between the mom you want to be and the mom you are in those hard moments. You scroll past perfect looking moms online. They're baking, they're laughing, no one is screaming. And that voice in your head whispers, I'm not good enough. You feel trapped. You're desperate to give your child the peaceful, loving childhood you may not have had, but you keep finding yourself repeating the exact patterns that you swore you'd never do. And that fight inside you between who you are and who you want to be is one of the heaviest invisible burdens a mother can carry. So let's talk about why it's there in the first place. Let me be very clear. This is not a character flaw. It is not a moral failure. It is not proof that you don't love your child enough. What you're experiencing is a trauma response. You're not failing as a mom. You're repeating what you experienced. Those reactions that you hate, the yelling, the shutting down, the panic, those aren't just bad habits. Those are survival patterns. Your brain and body learned a long time ago to keep you safe. Think of your nervous system like a computer. It was first programmed in the environment that you grew up in. If you grew up with chaos, criticism, emotional neglect, or you were always needing to walk on eggshells, your nervous system wrote code for survival. Stay small, stay quiet, stay in control, stay prepared for impact, right? Brace for impact. That code kept you alive. However, the problem is that it is still running in the background. So now when your child does something completely normal for their age, throws a tantrum, clings to you, argues, needs you nonstop, always needs to do things themselves, your nervous system mislabels it. Not normal kid behavior, but danger. And that's when the old survival code takes over. This isn't just a metaphor. This is how your brain and body actually work. When you go through trauma, especially as a child, it can literally reshape your nervous system. Your amygdala, the brain's smoke detector, becomes overactive, hypersensitive. It starts seeing danger everywhere. And then your body lives in a low level fight, flight, or freeze. Hypervigilance becomes your default. So fast forward to motherhood, your toddler throws food on the floor for the 10th time. Your conscious brain knows this is annoying, but normal. But your body feels chaos, mess, loss of control. And just in a split second, your survival brain hijacks your thinking brain. Yelling, that's fight. You're trying to control the thing that feels dangerous. Wanting to run to the bathroom and lock the door, that's flight. You're trying to escape. going numb, zoning out, doom scrolling, feeling like you can't connect. That's freeze. Your system is overloaded, so it shuts down. Researchers see this link all the time. Moms with unresolved trauma are more likely to use harsh discipline or emotionally check out. Not because they don't love their kids, but because their nervous systems are stuck in survival. Your reaction in those moments is not you choosing to be awful. It's your body reenacting an old defense strategy, knowing that doesn't excuse harm, but it does explain it. And what you understand, you can then change. This is also how pain gets passed down. Intergenerational trauma research shows something important. A parent's unresolved trauma, depression, or PTSD can ripple into the next generation. A mom whose nervous system is constantly in survival will naturally struggle to provide consistent emotional tuned in care. So she's typically living in the future or stuck in the past and having a hard time being consistent in the present. Again, not because she doesn't care, but because her system is busy trying to keep her alive. Kids raised in that environment are at a higher risk for anxiety, behavioral challenges, or their own attachment wounds. And that shift from I am the problem to I am just living a pattern is the beginning of your freedom. If any of this feels familiar, that sense that your body reacts before your brain has a chance, you are not alone. If you feel safe, share one pattern you've noticed in yourself in the comments. The moment you name it, you weaken its power. And your story might be the one that makes another mom realize, wait, it's not just me. Now, the single most powerful step you're taking is the one you're taking right now. Awareness. Knowing your reactions come from trauma, not from you being broken, can melt a layer of shame you've been carrying for years. When you start noticing that your patterns in real time, that's not proof you're getting worse. That's proof that you're actually waking up. With awareness comes an invitation of self-compassion. For years, you've probably spoken to yourself like a harsh critic. What's wrong with me? I'm not good enough. Why can't I just get it together? And I want you to try something different. Talk to yourself the way that you talk to a friend whose story that you already know. If she told you what she survived, you'd probably tear up. You'd hug her. You'd tell her that she's so strong. You'd remind her that her past doesn't make her unworthy of love. And you deserve that exact same tenderness. You cannot heal from a war by beating up the soldier who survived it. You have to become your own ally. And this is how you become the cycle breaker. This is where your identity shifts. You're not just barely holding it together. You are breaking a cycle. And a cycle breaker feels the pull of the past and still chooses to build something new. So let's make that practical. First, I want you to practice the pause. When you feel that heat rising, jaw clenching, heart starting to race, create a sliver of space between the trigger and the reaction. In that pause, tell yourself, this is just a trauma response. My body thinks I'm in danger, but right now I'm safe. You don't have to fix it in that moment. Just naming it interrupts the autopilot. Second, try mindful parenting. This doesn't mean staying calm 24/7. It means noticing. I'm really overwhelmed right now. Say it out loud and realizing that your feeling is separate from your child. They're not the enemy. They're the mirror. That separation is everything. You're helping them learn how to regulate their own nervous system. Third, normalize the repair. You will mess up. You're going to yell again. You might shut down. Perfection is not the goal. Repair is. After you calm down, go back to your child, get on their level and say something like, I'm sorry I yelled. I was having really big grown-up feelings. It wasn't your fault. I love you and I'm learning how to handle my feelings better. And this doesn't just fix the moment. It's going to teach them people can mess up, take responsibility, and still be safe. Setting boundaries. Unhealed trauma often leads to no boundaries. Ask me how I know. Or they also lead to rock hard walls. Sometimes a mixture of both. Learning to say no, asking for help, and protecting your energy, those aren't selfish. Those are basic nervous system care. It's how you make sustainable, regulated parenting even possible. Reminder, you don't have to do this alone. You were never meant to heal in isolation. Breaking generational patterns is heavy work, and it does deserve support. That might look like therapy, community, friends. You need spaces where you can say, this is hard, and no one looks at you in shame. You'll have days where it feels like you've gone backwards, and those aren't failures. That's just part of the rewiring process. Every time you choose awareness instead of autopilot, or you choose compassion instead of shame, or you choose to repair instead of shutting down, you are literally reshaping your brain with neuroplasticity. So again, you're not a bad mom trying to be good. You are a good mom who survived things that taught your body to live in survival. Your nervous system is not your enemy. It's like an overworked guard dog that hasn't been told the war is over. The fact that you're even here listening to this, wanting a different way, is undeniable proof of your love for your child. You're the one who stops the hurt here. You are a cycle breaker. If this made you feel seen, hit subscribe and share it with another mom who needs to hear it's not your fault from someone who actually understands what that means. You're doing some of the bravest work on this planet. You've got this.